Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel of ServerAvatar. Have you ever wished you could deploy your React app to a live server straight from a GitHub and have a continuous deployment pipeline up and running in a minute? All without wrestling with a server setups or CI/CD scripts or doing everything manually with a command line in Linux. Today, I will show you how ridiculously easy it is to launch and automate a deployment for your React project using a server avatar with just a few clicks. No more DevOps headaches or late night deployment disaster, just everything will be quick and fast. Okay, so let's get right into the actions. You have got your React app. Suppose I have this React app. This is my React application where I am saying this is the server avatar features. This is the normal React app that I created. Okay, and now I want to make it live. I want to make it publicly that can be accessed in the internet. Any public or anyone can access through the internet. I want to make it live. So how will you do it? You have the options like you will configure everything manually through the command line, and you will build a CI/CD pipeline, and it will take a days and loads of time. So with server avatar, it will be done in just a few minutes. Like you will see in this video that how fast server avatar make this process. Okay, so if go to the serveravatar.com, if you are the new user, you can start a free trial, and if you are the existing user, you can try a login. If you want to use a server avatar light panel, you can also use that. That will be directly installed or configured on your server. Okay. So we will go with a login. We are using the main server avatar. We are not using the server avatar lite, but you can definitely check this out. Okay. So first thing is we need to connect or create a server. So I will go to the server, and here you can see that there is the option for connect a server. Like you can connect a different servers like Amazon Lightsail, DigitalOcean, Vultr, Linode, Hetzner. For this, you can link your account and create an account. Apart from this, you are using any other server provider servers, then you can go with a custom. No doubt, you can also go with a custom if you have the DigitalOcean, Vultr, Linode server, then also you can go with a custom. Okay, so for this tutorial, I will go with a custom. Okay, I want to create a node stack server. Okay, for I want to host a React app. So I will make it as a React node stack server. Okay, I will give a name as a React node stack server. Okay, then here you have the two options to connect your server. First is enter a IP address and root password. And second option is if you don't want to enter a IP address and root password, you can select this checkbox. For this, I am going to select I don't have a IP address and root password. I would recommend you to select and go with this method that I don't have an IP address and root password. Okay, second option is clean up a server, that if you encounter any conflicting packages, server avatar can remove this. And if you do not want to allow to server avatar to remove any of the packages, like if you have some important configuration or something running up there, then you should select a no, I don't want to clean up my server. But I will go with the first option. Okay, then we have some of the requirements by the server avatar. These are the compulsory requirement, like port 43210 should be accessible for you, like it should be open for your server for the incoming request from the server avatar. Then we have the public IP address. Like if your public IP address of your servers change at any time, you can directly update into the server avatar panel. Supported OS, there are the limitations on the supported OS: Ubuntu 20.04, Ubuntu 22.04, and Ubuntu 24.04. These are the three OS versions only supported by the server avatar. Then there is a fourth requirement is no conflict. This is the like your server should be the fresh server. It cannot be used server or connected somewhere else. It should be the fresh and clean Ubuntu OS only with the supported OS. Okay. Then we have to select a tech stacks. Okay. So here we have the four different types of tech stacks: Apache, Nginx, OLS, and there is the Node stack. This is basically the MERN stack. So our React application belongs to the MERN stack. So we are gonna select a Node stack, that is the MERN stack. It will not work with the any other stack. So if you will select any other, then it won't work. It will not able to host your application. It will throw you error. Okay, then we have the selected database, that is the MongoDB, that will be the by default. Okay, then we have a connect now. Okay. Here you can see it has given us a 2 steps to connect your server or to connect a server with a server avatar. Like first one is a login into your server as a root user. So you need to log in into your server as a root user, and the second one is the copy this command and paste it into your server with a root access. Make sure you execute this command with a root access. So I will copy this and I will paste it down into my server. I am logging as a root user and I will press enter. So it will take around 2 to 3 minutes to set up your server, to check all the requirements has been matched with the server avatar. So it will take 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, we will go back to the dashboards and within the few seconds it will be updated here. Here you can check that it has been completed, that our server setup has been started, our installation process has been completed. So here you can see that it has been reflected here. So it will setting up all the required packages and all the required tools. So it will take around the 5 to 15 minutes to complete this process. So let's wait for 5 to 15 minutes. I will pause this video. Okay, it has been finalizing. Alright, now whenever your React app is running in a localhost, but make sure it is in your GitHub. So I have my GitHub repository. I make sure that my project is there in the GitHub. So you can easily able to connect your GitHub account with a server avatar. So make sure that your React project or any of the project that you want to host for the React, then it should be in the GitHubs. So let's move towards. So here you can see that our server setup has been completed. Okay. So now one step is easy for us, that our project is in a GitHub, because whenever we are developing anything, we need a GitHub, Bitbucket or GitLab. These are the some tools that we are generally using. So ServerAvatar has the one of the integration, that is the Git, from where you can connect your Bitbucket, GitHub or GitLab account. So you can directly fetch that project into your server avatar or into your server. So what it will help, that whenever you develop, you are obviously using a Bitbucket, GitHub, GitLab. These are the most famous tool you are using. If you are using any one of this, then you can directly connect your account. How you can connect? You can click on a link a GitHub. It will be directly open the pop-up for the GitHub and you can connect. I already connected my the GitHub account. So here you can see that my dharmil@serveravatar.com. This is my GitHub account that has been directly connected with a server avatar. Okay, now let's move toward the application, that how we can create a application and how we can host this. Okay, so we will go to the servers. We have the React Node Stack server. Okay, we will go there. And our first step is to create an application. So here you can go to the application. Here you can see a button for the create an application. Here give the application name. This is the React project. Okay, you can give according to the project. Okay, test domain. Test domain is, I will give it as a React by server avatar. We have a method, one click and Git. We know that we want to host a Git project, that is the Git. Okay, here we have the select a service provider. We have the Bitbucket, GitHub and GitLab. We will select a GitHub. Okay, then we have to select a repository type. So my repository is the private repository. You can check here that it is a private repository. So I will select the private. Okay, then we will have a deployment key. So first you need to generate this deployment key and then you need to copy this. And I will go to the GitHub. Okay, here and I will go to the settings because I want to add a deployment key. Okay, then here you can see the deploy keys. Go into the deploy keys and here you can see the button for add a deployment key. So I want to basically add the deployment key. This is for the server avatar. Okay, then I will paste it down my deployment key and I will allow a write access. Then you can click on add a key. Okay, here it will ask for the confirmation. I will give the confirmation and yes, my deployment key has been added successfully here. Okay. Then next is to select a account. That will be the dharmil@serveravatar.com. You can integrate a multiple account Git account. Okay. Then we have the repository. Which repository you want to deploy? That is my React by ServerAvatar repository. That is the repository where I added the deployment keys. Make sure that whenever you add a deployment key, it will be on the repository base, not on the account base. So in the repository, you will find the settings, and there you can add a deploy keys. Okay. Next is to select a branch. You can select the branch. Here I have the only one branch, but if you have the multiple branch, it will be listed out here. So you can select from there. I have the main branch, so I want to host or deploy a main branch only. Okay. Then I will go to the static site. I have the rendering type. Here you have the three options for the rendering type: static site, server side rendering, and a client side rendering. So basically we know that the React is the basically a client side rendering. A client-side rendering is a process of a rendering of a web page on the client using a JavaScript. In this approach, the server sends the initial HTML file, but the client then uses the JavaScript to dynamically update the page as needed. This will allow for more interactive and responsive web pages, as the client can update a specific part of a page without needing to reload the entire page. Wherein the server side rendering is the process of rendering a web page on the server, sending the fully rendered HTML to the client. And in this approach, the server generated an HTML including any dynamic data and sent it to the client has a complete page. So this is the difference between the server side rendering and the client side rendering, but the React is the pure client side rendering. Okay, then you have the package manager. Like if you are using the npm, then you will select the npm. If you are using the yarn, then you can select the yarn. Then next we have the package installation. So here you can give the package installation command. For my project, it is a npm I. That will be npm I or npm install. I will go with npm I. If you are using a yarn, then you can go with according to the yarn package installation command. Okay, next is the build command. That will be the build command for your project. So for my project, it will be npm run build. Okay, then go to the advanced options. In an advanced option, here you can see that there is the system user, create a new user or choose from existing. You can select according to your way of hosting a project. Like for each project you are creating a new user, or for the every project you are using the same user, you can go with this. But I would recommend to create a new user for the each project. Okay, then we have the custom web root. Custom web root means the where we will find the index.html file. So in a build folder you will find the index.html file. Okay, so I will give it as a build as a my custom web. Then I will go to the create a application. So within the 30 seconds, it will able to create applications. As you can see here, okay, our GitHub application has installed successfully. Now it is installing all the commands or all the packages that it's required, and it will start building the build file, and then it will automatically able to access while go to the primary domain. So we will wait until all the packages will be installed and the build file has been created. Here you can check that our npm run build is running right now, creating a optimized production build, and the process installation, that will be the package installation, has been completed. Here you can see that our application deployment has been completed. Now we will check that our application or our project has been hosted successfully or not. So we will go to the React by serveravatar.htm.store. That is our primary domain. So you can go to that primary domain, and here you can check that it has been successfully deployed our React app. So it has been done within just a few clicks and few minutes. So see how easy it is. Okay, now next step is, what if I will update my project? I will push something into the GitHub, and what will happen? I have to create a new project. I have to repeat the same process, or what I have to do? So let's do it practical. It is the easy. You can directly configure your Git as a way like it will directly, as you push, it will directly make it live. So let's do it a practical. So let me update something in my React project. So this is the code that I have commented. So let me uncomment this code. So once it will be uncommented and I will run this project, there you can see there is some updates in my output. Okay. Here you can directly see in my browser, you can see that there is, steps to deploy has been added. And here you can see that whatever we have deployed, there only shows the server avatar features. But here we have added a step to deploy. So what if I want to host this app? What I want to host this updated changes? Then what I have to do? I have to again do everything from the freshly? No. You do not need to rehost this application or recreate this application in a server avatar. Server avatar provides a features called a Git auto deployment features or Git CI/CD features. In that feature, if you will push the any code in the branch, then you can make it directly live. So suppose we have made the changes. Okay. So for the Git integration, you can go to the application. In application, you can see the option for a Git. Here, enable this auto pull if it is a disable. Then here click on a webhook URL. Here copy this webhook URL and paste it down into your repository. So will select my repository. And in a repository, you will find the settings. In a settings, here you can see the webhooks. Here, add your webhook. So I will add a webhook URL. I will select a content type as an application JSON. SSL certification will be and verification will be enabled. Which event you would like to trigger this webhook? So I would like to have a send me everything and I will add a webhook. So once your webhook has been added, you need to refresh this so you can check that the last delivery was successful or unsuccessful. Okay. Once this is done, now let's push the changes that I have made into Git. Okay. So I will stop this and I will add my changes. Git add dot and Git commit message I have to enter. So I will make it as a updated steps to deploy. Okay. And I will push this git push. Okay. My changes has been pushed. So once you will push into the GitHub, when you will refresh this area webhook history, you can see that the updated steps to deploy. This is our new committed code has been hosted successfully. You can check that here deployment script is executing. What is the deployment script here? Deployment script is when we create an application, at that time we have provided few commands like npm I, that will be for the installing all the dependencies, and second one is the npm run build, that is to create a build file. So basically this script has been running here. So once it has been executed successfully, you will see the reflected change has been directly live. You can check by the going to the primary domain. Now the question arises, what if my deployment script has been changed? So once your deployment script has been changed, you can go to the settings. In a settings, you will find the updated deployments command. Here you can check that package installation command and build command. If according to your requirement, if this deployment script has been changed, you can directly update here. So let's check that it has been, here in a deployment script, you can check that our new post has been deployed successfully. It is showing the success. So let's check by going back to this URL. Okay. So here you can check that our app has been successfully hosted with the updated changes. We do not need to create a new app, nothing. Whenever we make a changes, you need to just push and within the few seconds or few minutes, it will be live. Okay. Now question arises, what if I have created new branch and what if I have pushed the code in there? Then you can select the branch from here. I have the only one branch. So if you have the multiple branch, it will be directly reflected here. So select that branch and it will be host that branch directly. Okay. Now my application has been hosted successfully. I have created my CI/CD pipeline. What if I want a SSL certificate for my project? You can go to the SSL certificate. In a SSL certificate, you can go to the automatic installation. If you don't have your SSL certificate, you can select a automatic installation. And if you have your SSL certificate private key and certificate, then you can go select a custom installation. I will select a automatic installation, and it is a one-click solution. Once you will click on install automatic SSL, within the 30 seconds, you have the SSL for your domain or for your application. So this is how easy it is to host any application for the React. Here you can see that here you force a HTTP to HTTPS. So you can allow a force to whenever user visits the HTTP, it will automatically redirect to HTTPS. So this is how easy it is to use a ServerAvatar and host any of your React application with ServerAvatar with a built-in Git auto deployment features, SSL certificate. Within the few clicks, you will able to host a application without any command line and without any setups. Here you can, if you want to check the logs for the application, you can go to the logs, and here you can check the logs for your applications. If you are the premium user of the ServerAvatar, then you have the log monitoring suite. Some of the add-ons you can purchase. In the log monitoring suite, you will see the complete overview about your application, like what is the SSL status, total request, both requests are there, most requested URL, most visited URL, browser distribution, everything you can see. What is the traffic. So you do not need to go anywhere within the ServerAvatar. You have all the features, but this is the paid features. You have to pay extra for this features. Okay. If you like this video and if you want some more video like this, please like, subscribe, comment, and do not forget to press the bell icon button. And I have also attached our community link for the Facebook. You can join our community and you can share your experience, and if you have any queries, you can directly also reach out to our support team by going here. So once again, thank you.